What's up, guys? It's your boy Ryan at Gear Fever. Today we're checking out the newest pedal from GFI, the Duophony. Now, the Duophony or Duophony or however you say this, I definitely am not saying this correctly. This is a parallel blender. Now, that's its selling point, but it really does so much more. It's a great utility pedal. But what it does is it just completely opens up and expands the possibilities that you have with sounds, with tones, with pedals, pedal pairings, and you can really do so much. It's super powerful. So let's take a look and try and understand all the things that you can do with this pedal. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about all the features that you have and all of the ways that this pedal can manipulate the pedals that are plugged into it. First of all, it looks rad, super cool. You've got these two knobs up top that are very multifunctional, two switches down here. You have a ton of inputs all over the place. So you have your in and out on the bottom, and this is you plug your guitar in here and then out to whatever's next here. But what you do next is you plug in two pedals that you would like to run in parallel or series or manipulate, kind of meld these two things together. You've got a send and return X and send and return Y. Plug those two pedals in, and then you can manipulate and use those two pedals in series or in parallel together using this pedal. Now, series we understand. We get series. This is most of the pedals that we use, most of our pedal boards are set up in series, and parallel is really where it's super cool. But you have the option of running both series and parallel with this pedal. So you can get really creative and decide which pedals you want to put into this pedal. If you want a pedal at the beginning of your chain or at the end of your chain, if you want to mix two drives, if you want to mix a drive pedal and a wet pedal, or a delay and a reverb, you can do that here, as long as you understand how this pedal works really well. You can run stereo. You can put stereo in with TRS cables on the input side, and there's an output mono and then another spot for stereo output, so you can go two out here. You also have an expression pedal that you can put here. So if you have an aux switcher or an expression pedal, you also have a MIDI jack up here, so you can plug in a MIDI controller and control this via MIDI. And that's really all the hardware. You have this cool button here that's this touch screen here that brings you to some like global menu stuff here too. So you've got these two switches. There are three modes. The first one is XY mix. The first mode is the XY mix, which is indicated by purple LEDs. You also have a Y plus X and an X plus Y mode. The Y plus X is blue, X plus Y is red. In the Y plus X mode, the mix control functions as a level control for loop Y, and vice versa. So you can kind of make one side heavier or more saturated or louder than the other side. You can also run this in stereo, and you can control the dry level control. And this button here kind of controls the way that you do that. You can save presets and MIDI. There are 8 banks that you can scroll through by switching through here, and you have an A side and a B side, and depending on how you use this, especially with the MIDI, you have access to a ton of features and a ton of presets here. And these knobs are very multifunctional. They turn, you can push and hold, and you can hold and twist to access different parameters. You can do that on either side, and it will give you access to all of these different things, and each side you can do them separately together and they access different things. I wish we had more time to do just a full deep dive of this pedal, but I just want to show you like a quick start how this pedal works, the magic of parallel. So let's dig in, let's set it up, let's see what this sounds like. As always, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. My name is Ryan, this is Gear Fever. Please make sure to like and subscribe and all that YouTube stuff. That really helps me out a ton. Leave a comment, and this has been great. This has been a little bit less tone heavy and more feature heavy of a video. If you like this one, please go check out my other stuff. But as always, this is Ryan. Good tones, good times. Let's dig in. All right, here we go. We have the GFI Duophony Duophony, however you say it, set up here. And we've got two pedals set up on both sides. So on the send and receive X side, the right side, we have the Cooper Effects Gen Loss set up here, killer pedal. And on the left side, the X and the Y side, we have the Coffee Shop Pedals Affogato, which is a great fuzz pedal. And today I'm going to show you what these sound like just in parallel. I feel like we know what series is like. We know what that sounds like. We know what it's like to stack pedals and gain staging. I think 99% of the time our pedal boards are set up in series where the previous pedal is affecting whatever is coming after that. So I'm going to show you what parallel sounds like. What I love about parallel is like you take these two circuits and you kind of like mix them together in a pot and you kind of get this one. It's like essentially you're putting these two circuits in one box and you get one output for it. So it's cool. This can do a lot more than just parallel, but I want to show you what parallel looks like. So this side is the Gen Loss. All you have to do to turn them on is press the knobs. So if you're in parallel mode, when you press the knob, the purple LED will show up. And you saw that this side is still off. Even the LED screen said that this side was off. And this is the Gen Loss. You can turn it on and off like that. Off. And now it's at unity gain. And this is what the generation loss sounds like on its own. Let's listen. Love this pedal. It's total vibe. It's a little bit quiet, but it has that whole generation loss thing. So this is the, now we'll turn that off. Here is the Affogato. This is a fuzz. This should sound a lot louder. Let's turn the volume down a little bit. Okay, now if you want to turn them both on and start playing with parallel, you turn them both on, and now you get this mixing together of these two circuits, and you should hear when we play both characteristics of both pedals coming through the signal. Let's hear it. All right, it's subtle, it's there. I think the Affogato, the fuzz, is a little bit overpowering in this mix. What's super cool about this pedal, the GFI, is you can adjust the mix of both pedals in the parallel output. So that last playing, it felt like to me the fuzz was overpowering the Gen Loss. Let's say you wanted to hear more of the Gen Loss, you can just turn the knob here, and I'm going to bring up the mix of the Gen Loss up 4, and I'm going to do the opposite over here, bring down the mix of the Affogato -4. Let's see what that sounds like. We should hear a more balanced tone that is a, more realistic mix of these two pedals. Yeah, you could really hear the wow and flutter now. Do that even more. Let's bring up, it looks like 6 is the max, and you can bring it down a lot, all the way down to -30 off. So this is just Gen Loss. But once I start to, you can hear the fuzz kick in. So man, I love that the Gen Loss already has this cool distorted tone to that kind of thing, but if you can add more dirt, and it can be so subtle Not just dirt, but like a cool fuzz texture here. Let's bring the Affogato up slowly to here. Oh, you just get that cool sustain from the fuzz in there too. Let's bring it up just a little bit. You get both pedals coming through very clearly. The fuzz is becoming much more present. And that sustain is really thickening up. And I think as you bring the fuzz up, you get a more full sound. I feel like the Gen Loss like really thins out your tone, but the fuzz fattens it up. The Gen Loss is still present. Fuzz.